Hey, RIP Gym members, I just wanted to do an introductory video here of something that we want to do for gym members, an added benefit, and it's really to help educate you on your training. So my name is Dr. Jose Almeida. I'm actually the managing member of RIP Gym. I'm the co-owner together with Yaxeni Orquin. Um, and what I'd like to do is contribute to your membership with some education. So I'm a doctor. I'm a vascular surgeon. I've been practicing in Miami for the past 20 years. Still have an active practice, but I'm also a bodybuilder. I've been weight training for the past 38 years. I played ball in high school as a varsity letterman in football and wrestling, and met Yaxini about 14 years ago, and she's been my personal trainer ever since. And she encouraged me to compete in bodybuilding about 10 years ago. So I'm actually on the master circuit, an amateur over 50 heavyweight, and I've competed in one show every year for the past 10 years. So I've got some experience with the training, with the diet, and I wanted to share my experience with you and mix in a little medical education with it. So that's really the idea here. So hopefully, if you'll receive these, um, engage them. We'll send a video every other week or so, and I'd like to get your feedback because if you ask questions, we'll have you ask questions via email, and I may not be able to respond to them all, but I'll get all the questions, and perhaps in the videos I'll address what your questions are. Is probably the best thing. So just to give you a little taste of what I'm talking about, we have a slide here of cellular respiration. And notice it's called respiration because oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released. And what we're going to do here is follow a molecule of glucose as it converts into energy. All our cells do this. So this would be part of carbohydrate metabolism. Of course, we have our macros or macronutrients. We call them proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. We're going to focus on the carbohydrate right now in this introduction, and specifically glucose. So when we take in food, the carbohydrates are broken down from polysaccharides in the stomach and small intestine and taken up in the bloodstream and converted to glucose. And when the glucose is in the cell now as a six-carbon molecule, it goes through the first sets of reactions in the cytoplasm called glycolysis. Glycolysis breaks the glucose molecule down into two three-carbon molecules called pyruvate. In so doing, it gives off an ATP. ATP is a unit of energy that our bodies use, adenosine triphosphate. So what the body does is cleaves off a phosphate bond, and in so doing, that bond breaking activity releases energy, and that's the energy that we use. For example, if a muscle cell used glucose, the energy required would be for motion, as we do in weight training. So when we're lifting heavy weights, we're burning a lot of glucose. So from the cytoplasm, the pyruvate goes into the mitochondria, which is an organelle in the cell, and it will enter the Krebs cycle. As pyruvate is converted to acetyl-CoA, it gives off a carbon dioxide. So that's why we respire carbon dioxide. When it gets into the Krebs cycle, it goes through a series of reactions and will produce NADH and FADH. These are reduced compounds that will then go to the inner mitochondrial membrane into the electron transport chain. And these molecules go down the electron transport chain and ultimately produce 36 ATP. So what does all this mean? Well, it's just to give you a sense of the biochemistry. We can get into the detail. This is really an overview. We can get way into the weeds with the reactions, but it gives you a sense of things I'd like to teach you. And what does all this mean? Well, glucose is the molecule that gets metabolized. If we burn the glucose, we will make energy. If we have too much glucose, it's going to get converted to fat. And in a later video, I'll show you how glucose gets converted to fat. So we need to be cognizant of what we're taking in and what we're burning to maintain our weight and our goals. So the ultimate goal of a gym member is to build muscle and burn fat. Whether you want to compete in bodybuilding or just stay in shape, I think these two concepts ring true: build muscle and burn fat. So even if I get into these biochemical discussions, I'm always going to put it in the context of building muscle and burning fat, so that is relevant to our gym members. We'll probably also supplement these videos with Yaxini doing her training, more gym shots, using the weights, using the machines, and all the angles. She can show posing also. So we'd like to just set up, a nice little feature that most gyms don't have: a physician owner contributing some medical knowledge and a world champion bodybuilder contributing her knowledge. All right, so that's it. My name's Dr. Jose Almeida. You'll be hearing from me, and I would like your feedback because I can tweak these videos any way you like. And really, the goal is for our gym members to learn something and enhance their training. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.